Ladies and gentlemen, hello. It's Dr. Ace, the Global Mentor Coach, and I'm starting a new series, and I'm really doing this to highlight some really phenomenal women and probably some men as well who are doing some great things. These are what I call the unsung heroes. These are some of the underground people that I think really need to be in the forefront, that people really need to know about. And know what they have to offer. How did they get to where they are? So I believe that we can all learn something from other people and then find out how we can overcome our own hurdles, whether it's by using something that they have to offer or learning from their testimony. So our very first feature interview highlight person is none other than Coach Nadia. You'll see her. You've probably seen her in some of my other videos. You will see her in some of my other videos, but this particular series that I'm doing is specifically just about her and just what she's doing and how she got to where she is. So, hi, Nadia.
Hi. Hello.
I'm going to kick off the interview with just a basic question on how did you get into fitness? If y'all don't know, Coach Nadia, coach. It's not a business coach,
Right.
but she is into fitness. How did your journey into fitness begin? What was the catalyst that got you interested in pursuing fitness at this level?
Thank you so much for having me on the show. Well, how it started was, a lot of people don't know this, so y'all getting the exclusive of the exclusive. I had a health scare. My gynecologist, if I can be frank, misdiagnosed me.
Wow.
And basically he was like, "You're gonna die." And I'm like, my whole world shut down. And I was just crying. So I was just like, you know what, if I'm gonna die, let me at least die in shape.
Right.
And it's just so funny. I was walking out of the doctor's office and I was just driving around for a little bit, finally got off the exit to my house, and there was an LA Fitness that was just opening up. And the guy saw how sad I was, and he was like, of course he was trying to sell me, but
Right.
he didn't know that he was, blessing me in the same token. And he signed me up. I started working out. I grew a passion for it after I saw how I can transform my body, feel better, have more energy, and, just learn about different foods and whatnot. And then I said, you know what, I want to give other people the same opportunity to do that. So that's really how it started, a health scare.
Wow.
And I was like, I am not going to live like this for the rest of my life. And he was wrong, by the way. I'm still here. So.
Right. Wow. I mean, I think that's awesome. I think that's an awesome testimony, and that really speaks to a lot of us, because for a lot of us, a lot of people don't start to think about health and fitness until there's a health scare. We are very reactive.
Right.
As humans when it comes to our health rather than being proactive. And I think we're living in a time where we're seeing a shift, or where we're seeing people trying to shift that narrative and that behavior because we really do need to put our health at the forefront versus after the fact. After something happens, oh, I got diabetes, I want to get healthy. Oh, I got high blood pressure, I want to get healthy. These are things that really happen and we don't think about it. We genuinely don't think about it. So, people, when we hear that, and then some people do get bad diagnosis and they still don't change.
Exactly.
Like, okay, whatever, I'm going to die fat and happy. It's just like, I'm going to die, I'm going to lose my toes, I'm going to do,
right.
kinds of stuff. There are people, people are at different ends of the spectrum.
Right.
When it comes to health and fitness. So tell us, you have an amazing mentor. He is an Olympian. And I don't want to butcher his name, so I'm just going to say his name. He's Olympian Sean G.
Okay.
But how did you meet him? How did he become your mentor on your journey to becoming Coach Nadia?
Well, Sean actually owns the gym that I train at. It's a private boutique gym, so we call it, because it's a smaller gym. The way that we met was the previous owners of the gym sold the gym, and he happened to be one of the individuals that was bidding for however that process works. He won the bid, and he eventually became the new owner. And in the midst of everything, I was like, you know what? I need to get to know this person, because I was just training and we were just passing each other just politely and just saying hello, but I never really took the time to get to know him. And, you know, I shared my aspirations with him. I shared with him my goals and how long I've been training and my backstory. And he was like, I'll mentor you.
Wow.
He didn't even give me an option. He said, meet me here at this time, bring a notebook, and you can shadow me. And from then on, the rest is history.
That's amazing. You don't find too many people, especially at that level, that caliber, who would just open themselves up and just decide to mentor other people. But obviously, that says a lot about her, that this gentleman would take the time to just mentor her and pour into her unselfishly, really. And I think that's awesome. You are actually training to compete in your first fitness competition. Tell us why you decided to go that level, to take it to the level where you are competing or wanting to compete in a fitness competition. Did it come about just from working out, or it just, you know, tell us how that worked out.
That's a great question. For me, as a trainer or a fitness coach, I want to practice what I preach. You know, I don't want to tell you, watch your portions, eat this, not that, do this, do that, and I'm not doing it myself. So competing in a competition requires so much discipline, time management, structured meal planning. Your day is mapped out to the minute, because you're training at least 2 to 3 times a day.
Wow.
You know, at least for 4 or 5 hours a day.
Wow.
Oh, did I lose you? Okay.
No, you're here.
So for me, what I wanted to do, and it's so not for me, it's really for my clients. Although I'm reaping the benefits of transforming my body, it is still a lot of work. It's fatiguing, it's mentally exhausting, and physically. But I wanted to show my clients, if you set a goal, if you say that I want to do A, B, and C in this length of time, you can do it. So I've been taking pictures of myself and my progress, just to really show someone else, to be their reward, so to speak, that anything that you put your mind to, especially in this realm of, you know, goals with fitness, you can do it. Because when I tell a lot of people, they're like, oh my God, but they don't understand the amount of dedication and time and effort and self-control that it takes.
Wow.
So I wanted to be that example for my clients to come, and for others, even if you don't become my client, just to share my story, because it's helping me grow as a trainer and an individual as well.
Wow. I like that you're using your clients as your accountability partners and they don't even know it. So it's amazing how, you know, and I'm telling you guys, that's awesome, because it takes it to another level, because you have somebody who's practicing what they preach. And you can see her transformation, you know, as you know, as you work together. And I think you made a very powerful statement about it requiring discipline. And that's something that a lot of us really, we don't have discipline in a lot of things. Otherwise, we won't have health scares. We don't have discipline in our relationship as it when it comes to food.
Right.
You've heard me say this before. You know, as humans, as people, we have, especially Americans, we have an unhealthy relationship with food. And it, like you said, it takes discipline. And basically, you know, when you start committing to a healthy lifestyle, you're basically untraining.
Right.
You have to reprogram yourself. So you have to unhook from a system that you've been a part of for such a long time. In your journey to competing, you know, in a fitness competition, you know, you have to, you know, when you get to that level, you need a coach yourself. You know, you need somebody that can help you, who's been there, done that. And you have an amazing coach. You have an international bodybuilder. You know, you have Petra Myrtle as your coach. How did you determine, or how did you decide that she was the right coach for you? Because everybody's not the right fit. You may not be the right fit for someone. She might not be the right fit for someone, because we all learn and respond differently to people's styles and method of sharing. So how did you determine that she international, I mean, I can't get over that. International bodybuilder, that, you know, was the right coach for you. Did you feel at any time that, you know, she would be that would intimidate you, or did that, you know, really kind of become like an attraction or a draw?
Well, she was a referral from one of my really good friends, because I was like, listen, I'm gonna do this. And she was like, well, I have a recommendation. And mind you, my friend is not in the fitness industry. She doesn't really, you know, involve herself in all of that. We're gonna change that though. But she just knows this young lady from just, you know, different associations. So I looked her up, and you're right, it was intimidating because this not only is Petra a coach, she's also judge shows, and they are the most critical. So they too don't take anybody. They don't take just anyone. So I said, you know what? I mustered up my courage, and I reached out to her. As soon as she saw me, what got me was that she said, you have a lot of potential to go pro. And going pro just means that it opens up doors for you to be internet. So for me, and I could tell it wasn't a selling tactic, because she has over 50 clients online, in person. She just has a very, large clientele base. What got me was that she believed in me. Right. I often am only believing in others. I don't really get that because, as a trainer, sometimes we put ourselves on the back burner. Right. So what really attracted me to her was that she said, I believe in you, and no matter what, I will not let you quit. Wow. So when we were training and I was ready to pass out on the floor, say I'm ready to throw up, she would not let me quit. Wow. She'll give me my little 5-minute break, get some Gatorade, water, rice cakes, whatever. But I just love that she was just as determined as I was. And when you have someone that's more passionate than you, you have no choice but to win. Wow. You have no choice but to win. So that's what drew me to her, was that she was passionate about someone she doesn't even know.
Wow, that's amazing. And again, that's saying a lot about not only her, not only these people who are taking you under their wing, but also there's something in you or on you or about your person that's attracting these people that they're responding positively to. So and I really, really hope your clients and potential clients, yes, understand that there's a lot of value in Coach Nadia, that she's got a solid support system. These aren't just kind of what I call fly by night people. These are credible people who have been there, done that. They saw something in her and they said, you know what? Yeah, we're gonna stick with this one like glue. And the fact that your coach, Coach Petra, has that fire and tenacity and believes in you, that takes it to a totally different level. And I think that's amazing. Journey, you have come up with this concept called yes.
Yes.
I just love it. And I want you to tell us about yes. How did you come up with yes?
Well, it's so funny. When I was getting certified years ago, my graduation, so to speak, was coming up, and our instructor was like, I need you to incorporate your business, get everything established, because when we release you guys, business is starting. Right. And you need to make sure you have everything in line and in order for your business. I didn't know what to call my business. I wanted it to be unique. I wanted it to be something that had meaning and reverence and something that people can relate to. So it's a funny story. I was in the car with my best friend, and she just kept saying yes. And I was like, what? She stopped saying yes. She just kept yelling it out. And it just came to me, you exercising smart. You exercising smart. And then I was like, I put it together and I was like, the acronym is yes. So for me, the reason why I called it Yes Fitness and You Exercising Smart is because I want to change your mindset about physical activity when it comes to working out and training with a trainer. I want people to know that it's not just you and I in the gym. It's a whole lifestyle change. Mm-hmm. It's a mindset change. It's a, decision-making changing, right, if that makes sense. Yeah. Self-control. So I want you to have the whole package. I want you to be well in your whole member of your bodies, mentally, right, physically, and spiritually. So for me, it's not just about getting you in shape for a one-time event and then you go off and you gain the weight again. I want you to be smart so that you can live longer, right, and that you can continue to set goals and achieve them.
I love that. And I love that you talk about it's not just kind of a one-time thing. It's a lifestyle choice. It's a commitment, really. And it does take a change in your mind. Yes. And by you saying it's not a one-time thing for a one-time event, you have some diversified clients. The two that stick out to me are bridal parties and
Yes.
postpartum moms. Now y'all know bridal parties. Y'all, that's that one time thing. I got to fit in this
Right.
dress.
Yes.
I got to get in this tux. We got to get it right. It's got to be tight and right. Because photos don't lie.
Right. Right.
And they brutal. Cameras are brutal and
Yes.
mean. And they
Yes.
add 15 pounds and they don't lie. I
Yes.
don't care if you're using wide angle lens or anything. You don't lie.
It does not
So a
lie.
lot of times, people will fight and will kill themselves, like literally go in hard to lose weight for one event, and then after it's over, it's just like, man, no, and I think that I believe that you're onto something. I thought it was genius when I saw it. I was like, I never thought of it, but if you think about it, yes, that's true. Individuals, corporate, executive clients, yes, of course. But bridal parties and postpartum moms,
Right.
that's very interesting. What I want to find out from you and help us understand, what was the thought process behind you adding these two markets? I hate to say that word, markets, but that's what they are.
Yeah.
To your clients, like, what made you think these two in particular, like in addition to all the other people that you work with, what went through your mind, or how did you arrive at bridal parties and postpartum moms?
Well, I thought that there was a need for mothers when at first it started as they needed an outlet, because I had several mothers that came and, you got a newborn. I mean, I personally don't have children, but you have a newborn and they're crying and you have to feed them and you're on their schedule.
Right.
And so at first it started as to where one or two mothers would come to me and they needed an outlet. So then what I started doing was creating programs to help them get their balance back, to help them get their core back in shape, to help them lose a specific amount of weight on a weekly basis, because their sleeping schedules are so thrown off that sometimes whatever you're trying to do, it could work against what you're trying to build with your workout routine.
Right.
So the goal at first was to give them an outlet, and then it just turned into something where one referred the other, and I started creating group programs for them.
Oh, that's nice.
I actually have something called Mamas and Mimosas, where moms just come. They're virgin mimosas.
That's okay.
Because I have some pregnant moms and expecting moms that want to come. And so basically what it is that these mothers just come to get an outlet to just release those endorphins, sweat, get that time away. Not saying it's bad to, leave the family, but you do need some me time.
Right.
And I just created the program really to help these mothers get back into shape and lose the baby weight.
Right.
Bridal parties, that unfortunately it is a one-time event, although I try to educate them to keep coming. Right. But I created it uniquely for them to look a specific way, not just for the wedding, but the honeymoon as well.
Right.
I could tell them all day, don't eat this, don't eat that, but it's not fair. They're celebrating an accomplishment, a huge accomplishment, starting a life with, their partner and so forth. But that was created because I had a lot of brides coming in, and even though I pushed them and I was motivating, I noticed a difference with them having their team with them. It made it fun. It made them all kind of be a little bit competitive towards one another, but excited about reaching the goal and fitting in the dress and looking good, and their arms looking good, their back looking good. So that was the kind of the story behind that.
I really like the group concept that you've come up with. What you just shared, just in these two clienteles, you have group programs, and I think that's fantastic. Are you considering doing any type of, quote, I don't know if this makes sense, but like private group programs where it's just for, hey, people throw parties all the time. Why not a private fitness party? It's kind of, but, and there are people who are very conscious,
right?
Very self-conscious when it comes to working out, and they don't really, the gym,
right.
Is intimidating. It may not make you feel good. And, people sometimes feel more comfortable working out in a space, what I call a safe space, where they feel, where it's judgment free. I don't care if it's You can go to UFit, you can go to LA Fitness, you can go to all of them where they say it's judgment-free zone and all this kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, when you see people who look like what you want to look like, and it makes you feel your goal seems so much further away, it's very intimidating, and it can add stress, which defeats the purpose, because stress is not good for your body, especially when you're trying to get fit. What about the possibility? I'm just throwing something out there. I don't know. It's just me.
Throw it.
What about the possibility? What about the possibility of private group workout events where, they're not in, you're creating a safe space, not only just to physically work out, but like you with the postpartum moms, where it's a place to unwind. Because when it comes to our mental state, if we're mentally weighed down and things are happening here, like you said, you want to make sure the total person, is fit. So, could there be a possibility down the road of a private, fitness program where you can come and here's a group session. This is a safe space where you can be you, and we have a moment where we're just, meditating, or just, come down and just clear your mind. And that way you can approach whatever the exercise program is, even if it's just 30 minutes of cardio or yoga or, Pilates. I don't know what your programs are, but then they can go into the physical part. And then at the end, I know you have to have cardio, this unwind thing, so your heart doesn't stop on you and all this other kind of stuff. But, to come down, and then before they leave, have, more meditation or whatever it is, and then kind of go out. I love what you're doing with the postpartum moms and having that group, because it's kind of like sometimes, like you said, they need to unwind. They need to, maybe vent and let it out. And I think especially for women, let's step away for a minute and just kind of go to women's zone for a minute. We put ourselves on the back burner. Like you said, you as yourself, as a coach and as a trainer, you put yourself on the back burner a lot of times for your clients. As women, we do the same.
Right.
For our families, whether you have children or it's just you and your spouse, or you live in a single life, but you support your friends and all this other kind of stuff, and you have all these things that you do, you still put yourself on the back burner, and that in itself can be unhealthy. Sometimes you have to be selfish to be selfless, or to be more selfless, because if you don't pour into yourself, you can't give more to other people. So that's a long way around saying possibly, just creating a safe space where people can feel, people who are very self-conscious of themselves. And sometimes some of the people who are self-conscious are like, are you kidding me? You're gorgeous. But they don't see that, and creating a safe space, something like that, some type of concept like that.
Absolutely. I'm very open to that, because you hit it on the nail. A lot of people are self-conscious. And so, the beauty about the gym where I'm at, we do have a little studio that's kind of in the back area. So in the event that I can, I notice someone is not feeling comfortable, I'll tuck them away and we'll go to a private area. But that is certainly something that I do want to consider, because in the comfort of your own home, you definitely probably yield better results.
Right. That's why people have personal trainers come out to them. You see, but on the flip side, it can be dangerous when you're coming to people's home. So you have to, exercise wisdom, and we understand that, but it's just a matter of, thinking outside the box and finding ways that can help people do more with less sometimes, and that's the other thing, is people feel like sometimes they can't financially afford a trainer. So talk to us a little bit, about the added value. Because to me, if you're not willing to invest in your own well-being, all of this, all of it is for nothing. At the end of the day, the question is, do you want to spend money to prevent, to be proactive, to get your health in order, or on the back end in medicine and doctor's visits and, all this other kind of stuff, where it can really, the cost can really, really, really add up and be more. So I think the perspective that people have about how much it costs, and sometimes a trainer isn't as expensive as people think they are, but because we don't know and we're not educated on personal trainers and how, because they're very affordable. My cousin is a trainer up in Palm Beach, and he's incredibly affordable, and he offers meal plans, but you would not think that something like this was affordable. So talk to us a little bit about people, and it boils down to perception and priorities, what you value, and whether how much you value your own life. But talk to us about when you first got into being fit. Of course, you said it was because of a health scare, but what went through your mind prior to that? Were there any thoughts that you had about how much, being fit and gym memberships and all this stuff costs? Because some people think it's just a racket just to get people money, and, it's not worth it. It's not affordable. And, it's all this other kind of stuff. But what have been your experiences, and what advice would you give to people when they're out there looking for a program, and how to assess the value of that program, and picking a program and a trainer?
Right.
What's the process like? I know it's like 2-3 questions.
If I miss something, just tell me. But that's actually a very good point. For me, for instance, a lot of people don't realize that I can do online training as well. Right. I can create a program for you, and I've done it in the past for a couple of my clients. I can provide meal planning. Although I'm not a nutritionist, I always, let people know, please consult your doctor first. But I think what you should look for is a connection. As you said, I'm not going to be, because my style is very diversified. I'm more of a functional trainer. I don't believe in a lot of weights and machines. I believe in using your own personal strength and, intertwining that with different types of equipments like medicine balls, Bosu balls, and things like that. But I would say look for some type of connection. I think you should also see how the trainer responds to you. If someone takes 2 to 3 days to respond, they too busy for you. They, as we call it, booked, but they're not really concerned with your well-being and the potential of working with you to help you reach your goals. I would also say, maybe get a quote from 2 to 3 different people. Look for people who are willing to give you a consultation. A lot of people don't want to give consultations, especially these busy trainers, because, it's taken away from my clientele. I like to take the time to get to know you. I'm interviewing you as you're interviewing me, because I want to make sure that we're a good fit for each other. And if I'm not a good fit for you, I already know I'll recommend you to one of my trainer friends. But I would say, just make sure there's a connection. Make sure that that person is credible. Look up their social media. If they don't have social media, hopefully they have some type of website. And you can get testimonials. You want to make sure that you're not training with some Joe Schmo off the street who just thinks that it's okay for them to train people because they look good. My experience has been, when you start telling people your prices, they're like, training is a luxury. It really is. But I look at it as it's a health luxury. You're either going to be on the gym floor or you're going to be on the hospital floor. You know what I mean? Sometimes we take care of our cars better than we do our own body.
Girl, you better say that again.
This is an investment if you budget accordingly. This is an investment for your life, for long-term health. And the individual, the fitness professional that you're working with, if they are credible and a good resource to work with, they are going to not only help you get fit, but get well, get whole. They're going to teach you how to eat right, how to grocery shop, what to look out for, sleeping habits. So you want to make sure that person will help you become the total package. Make you look like how you look like when you were 18 years old, but I can help you get to a point where, number one, you're healthy. I want you healthy first before I can worry about your shoulders, your back, and how your biceps come. You know what I mean? We're not here to flex, so to speak. You know what I mean? We want you whole inside first, and then we'll work on the external.
I think you made some very valuable points. And one of the things is to researching people, get testimonials. If they say they got a bunch of clients, I need to be able to talk to some of them. I don't want to read what you wrote, because that may not even be real. I want to be able to talk to somebody who you have worked with, who you have, who you have helped, and hear from them directly on their success story, or what worked, what didn't work, and what your style is like. Because you may be effective. This person may be credible and they may be effective, but their style may not be right for you. Their bedside manner may not work. And you want to check for people who have a la carte pricing, because some people, they'll help you work out, but they're not going to do meal planning. Or, the whole thing about fitness is, if I'm paying someone to help me, again, change my mind, changing to to overall healthy lifestyle, I'm looking for maybe the total package, because I don't want to have to pay somebody over here and then pay somebody over here. A la carte pricing is just like me paying one person for this and one person for that. It's like having 4 doctors and ain't nobody talking together, and I'm in the middle, and I got to try to tell them, it's like, I need to be able to make one check. That's like when I go shopping, and I might be in 4 different, I might be in Nordstrom, or I might be in Neiman's, but I might have 2 items from lingerie, and I might have 1 item from Women's Plus, and I understand shoes got to be, but I need to be able to, I don't like to swipe too many times. You know what I'm saying? That's like, or if I'm in Target or somewhere, and so, it makes sense to find someone. I think that's great to be able to, screen people. Like you said, I think it's great. You're interviewing each other. It's a 2-way street. It's just like an informational interview for a job.
Absolutely.
Else like that. And I love the analogy. You're either going to be on the gym floor or the hospital floor. And I'm telling you right now, the hospital floor going to cost you probably 3 or 4 times more than the gym floor. And if we're really honest, you could probably get a gym membership and or a personal trainer for the price of how much people spend in coffee a month.
That is so true. Very true.
So if you're a Starbucks person and you're spending $8 a day, and that's only one time a day, on 1 cup of coffee. I'm just saying 1 cup of coffee, because Starbucks people drink coffee like 3, 4, 5 times a day. They in Starbucks.
Yeah.
I'm just taking one venti. If you're doing one $8 cup of coffee a day for 30 days, you probably paid for a personal trainer twice over.
Yes. Yep.
So I think it does boil down to priorities and what we value and what we're willing to put aside, for our overall growth and development as far as our physical health and getting better. What is to you, what is the most important thing you tell your clients about living a healthy lifestyle?
Wow, that's such a great question. The most important thing that I like to stress to them is, how long do you want to live on this earth? And I'm sorry, that may sound a little grave, but I always put it in the perspective of, especially if they're younger, do you want to have children? Do you want to see your children grow older? Do you want to live as an elderly person, if that's politically correct to say, or more mature adult, and have backache and pain and going blind at 60 or having health issues? So I always ask them, how long do you want to live?
Right.
Because the choice is ultimately yours.
Right.
So I really just put it in perspective of long-term living, healthy living.
Right.
How you can have a bountiful, healthy life if you just change certain things and make it a part of your daily regimen.
That's amazing. I think that's great. And sometimes you have to get morbid with people, because some people only respond to morbidity. Some people only respond to things that are negative. Again, a lot of times people don't get fit until they get some type of diagnosis from the doctor that says, you diabetic, or you got pre-diabetes, or you got, high blood pressure or pre-hypertension, or, you've got an ulcer, or you got IBSD, or, you have this, you have that, and you have all these different things. I think it matters that, again, shifting that narrative and shifting the perspective that people have when it comes to fitness and taking care of their bodies, because we only get one.
Yes.
And it's best that we do the best that we can, to take care of what we have for as long as we have it. So I think that is very important. I want to thank you so much for sharing with us a bird's eye peek into who you are, how you got into fitness. I think it's amazing. If people want to get in touch with you, if they want to connect with you, if they want to partner with you, maybe have a consultation with you, how can they get in touch with you, Coach Nadia? And yes, exercise smart.
Well, I'm very personable with my clients or even potential clients. So you can reach me via phone, 954-415-8255. I do have social media. I am on Twitter, just started it today. It's at Fit Coach Nadia. And I'm also on Instagram. It's y.e.s.fitness, because there is another person on there trying to bite my style. But just make sure it's lowercase and you're spelling it exactly that way. But those are the forms of communication to reach out to me. You can also see some of my clientele, some of my methods of technique for myself, because your trainer should look good too.
Right.
But yeah, those are the forms that you can reach me, and it's growing.
Good.
For that.
We're going to keep growing.
Yes.
Fitness. And honey, I don't know who the other person is, but there can be but one. There can be but one. So we're all about Coach Nadia's Yes Fitness, honey.
Yes.
I love it. I really do. It's real simple. You can't miss it. You can't forget it. Yes. Yes. As in say yes to living healthy. Say yes to all of it, honey. Say yes to living long and prosperous. Like, what did they used to say on Star Trek? Live long and prosper, whatever.
Yeah, live long and prosper. May the force be with you.
Whatever it was. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So yes, honey. Yes. And more yes. You exercising smart with Coach Nadia. That's what you want in your life. So thank you so much. You guys got the exclusive scoop here with me, Dr. Ace, the Global Mentor Coach. It comes to health and fitness, getting yourself together, mind, body, and spirit. It really is about discipline, and it's very difficult when you've been conditioned to living your life a certain way and doing things a certain way, eating a certain way. It is very difficult, but it is possible. All things are possible. You just need the right person to help you make that shift.
954-415-8255.
She not discriminated. Male fit, come on. Let's get it in. Let's get it in. A lot of y'all folks get married.
Right. Yeah.
And stuff and such.
Yes.
Want to get in that dress. Want to get in that tux. If you've had a baby, you're having a baby. You're in the process and you need some hope. Not just help, some hope to get over that hump. Our program for you. So thank you again, Coach Nadia, for tuning in. I really appreciate your time. I know you're very, very busy. You got stuff going on. She's, training for her own competition. I'm telling you, she's walking the walk. And that's very important when you're looking for someone to help you in your own goals, to make actionable steps towards achieving whatever it is you want to achieve. Are they doing it too? So again, like she said, they need to look fit. They need to be fit. They need to be on their way on the journey. And she's somebody who's on the journey with you. She's in the trenches. She's just not telling you she's doing it as well. So thank you so much, Coach Nadia, for all that you're doing to help your community to live better, so that they can, live longer at the end of the day and, do something with this life that we have, because we only got one life to live. So thanks for tuning in with me, Dr. H and Coach Nadia, on our very first series that I'm doing, highlighting some phenomenal people who are doing a great, great, great work that I believe more people need to know about. So I want to thank you so much. And as always, please make sure you guys spread lots of love and light. Until next time.